but see what BDS want to go for. I mean, the Xayah, yeah, I was going to say the Xayah feels like a no-brainer, but now the Rakan has been left open. I feel like you have to pick it on this rotation. You give over the Xayah Rakan on red side, that's just not unforgivable.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's a Rakan Sejuani pick, if that's the way they want to go, like secure themselves a strong jungler, because you know that's the direction Sheo does tend to go. But you also have to be worried, because last game, I mean, an Ivern Jace pickup could work really well here as well. I think Rakan would be a silly pick to leave open, but they want to try and prioritize the Kaisa, it looks like, instead.
Get the Kaisa going again, the handshake between the AD carries. Yeah, we'll see if Rackers is coming in. Medic probably knows what's going to come next, as he's knows how good the Rakan can be. I mean, look, we'll wait for it to be locked in, but now we can look towards BDS. I mean, if the Rakan isn't locked in, we imagine they go for that, and then probably just a jungle pick, get the Sejuani in for Sheo.
I'm surprised by how much discussion is going on with the DFM side, though. Okay, yeah.
Whoa!
So, maybe look... Yeah, I'm not entirely sure exactly what the game plan is here, because I was like, okay, well, surely if you want to go for this, maybe you take the Ivern away, and then you could get the Tristana for yourself. Tristana getting some nerfs coming in here, which is why we've seen her be slightly less popular. But it does mean now, again, you can kind of go, hey, okay, looks like it's actually going to be Vi. I wasn't sure if you go Ivern into the chase, but you've got to take the Rakan here.
Yeah.
Xayah Rakan is such an insanely strong bot lane, and for Harp, what do you try and answer with? Maybe the Nautilus is the pickup you want to go for here, but it means you've got no jungler to come through.
I was going to say, maybe you go for the jungler instead, just to kind of cover and say, look, Harp, we're sorry, but you're going to have to take a couple of bans here. That's just kind of how it is. And yep, the Ivern being locked in and loaded there for steal. I mean, it does make sense when you've got those double 80 carries, but again, like we mentioned, now Harp's going to walk down the line of kind of saying what's available to him, let alone kind of, you know, what he's going to be able to kind of prioritize.
Yeah, so I think for BDS, it is going to be a case of ban away the Nautilus, ban away these kind of things, even maybe the Alistar as well, to just make sure that Harp, because Harp had a great game in the Alistar the last one, would just make them uncomfortable in that bottom lane where it's like there's no real answer to the Rakan. And then on the opposite side, as you say, just go Olaf, get rid of any champions that might be an issue. Maybe it is the Renekton ban for DFM here, and just go, hey, look, try and get the Aatrox, get apaMEN comfortable, and then leave the potential answer if open for Harp in that last rotation.
Yeah, I feel like if you know that apaMEN's going to be playing Aatrox, there's no point in trying to hide it. You know, if that's what he plays, that's what he plays. That's just the end of the kind of story there. So we'll see what he ends up kind of going for here, as we do have the Rel being locked away. So they might go back towards the Alistar again. Does decent into something like the Rakan. You've got the Pulverize when he tries to go in aggressively with that knock-up, so you can try and just kind of punish him there. But maybe you go something slightly different. And honestly, I quite like a Blitzcrank here. Kind of separate out the side of BDS as best you can and try and pick him off.
I actually would prefer the Alistar though, because when you're setting up for Kaisa, Tristana, you are playing more for team fight, and I think that's where the Alistar can really thrive. You get the lockup coming through from the Ivern, and even the fact that the Ivern's Q lets you then follow up as Alistar into attack range. You can get the Q, you can get the headbutt back. You essentially do the Blitzcrank thing just as an Alistar, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's where you then kind of miss out on what Alistar brings to the table, but we're going to have to see if Harp can have that big impact. Jax taken for Adam in that top lane, and Nuke going back towards El Clasico for himself. This was one of the champions that we did see him perform on in playoffs. The Cassiopeia into the Tristana is definitely going to be one where the Tristana will have a good amount of push, but if you end up trying to set up these ganks, it can be very difficult for Tristana to escape.
And we'll see what they want to go for here right now, as you can get plenty of late game scaling. The Poppy getting locked in here now for apaMEN, so quite like this, to be perfectly honest. It enables or disables a lot of what you're going to be trying to do here from BDS. The Jax, the Rakan, the Vi, all going to struggle to kind of get in around that if your top lane is there. However, put a caveat on that, apaMEN never really grouped up with his team until it was way too late in the game and he was already too far behind.
It is actually like decent into the Jax though, where he can't use his leap strike on that, so even in lane it makes it very hard for the Jax to punish you, because you can slam your hammer on the ground as Poppy, get that slow, and then alleviate a lot of the damage that can come through from the Jax, and you can generally do okay in the wave clear. But as the game goes on, Jax will just completely ignore the Poppy and just take towers like it's no tomorrow. But it does mean for BDS, the Cassiopeia's in a bit of a weird spot. Cassiopeia generally likes teams to play into her, but when you're looking at DFM, it's more of a almost weird pick comp slash like get the route from the Ivern to pull a member in as a Blitzcrank and then start off the fight. So I think you're going to have Cassiopeia in a bit of a weird spot. So I think BDS were kind of reading the more traditional route, same as myself, that I thought DFM would go towards, which is the team fight dive that Tristana and Kaisa can work well in. But instead they're kind of playing this weird pick style with some of the dive. So I'm curious to see how DFM's comp actually works out in the grand scheme of things.
Well, BDS 1-0 up against DFM. They win this game, they get a 2-0, they go to the next round. It's not quite the qualification match yet, but they are in double elimination matches should they win today and then obviously tomorrow. But for DFM, they do not want to leave this world without a game win. They do not want to have to try and go home after having such an incredibly, you know, kind of turbulent year, fighting to get back to this spot. They don't want to go home empty-handed. They want to try and make this as best they possibly can, but Blitzcrank is freaking me out. It's just that the animations are just going a bit too fast for me. But we'll jump onto the Rift and we'll see what DFM have in the back pocket. And honestly, I know you were saying about the Alistair, and you're absolutely 100% correct, but I like the chaos that the Blitzcrank can bring. You know, again, we've always talked about this when we talked about it for Sheo on CFO the other day, where it's like, all it takes is one good hook. All it takes is one moment to kind of, you know, completely blow open a game. And that's what DFM got to look for. If they play passive like they did in game number 1, it's just not going to go anywhere.
I do agree that definitely the Blitzcrank does bring a bit of chaos, but BDS kind of playing that controlled style. Well, already you can see the wards going down to spot Harp out on this potential invade, and actually might be looking for the 2v2 in this bottom bush. You can see they're setting up here, but I don't think they're going to actually find the Blitzcrank as he comes along here.
Not going to find it, not going to make any connections. Of course, you just saw it on your lower screen there. You can connect your League of Legends account with your Prime Gaming to grab the exclusive experimentation emote. And we'll see what they're going to go for. And, I mean, right now, I think for DFM, I need more proactivity. They were great in the first game in the bot lane, but then after that, it just kind of did nothing, and Crownie was able to get like 40 CS ahead. So proactivity is the name of the game. I don't want to see them go passively, you know, kind of away from this. Labrov hooked in, but yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if you want this fight right now. The Ignite goes in, traded back as well. Harp not using his flash just yet. The Ghost comes out. Yutapon thinking about maybe going aggressive onto this one, and he is going for that one there. 1 or 2 more auto attacks should be enough, and Yutapon gets the first blood. What DFM needed, they to provide. And
now as well, even Steel moving into the spot side. Wants to try and take a bit of a steal away of the camps here. Force Sheo away from the spot end of the map, but nicely done. Burns the Ghost, chases down Labrov, and now Crownie's in a very difficult position as Harp starting to play up once more on that bot side.
Great to see, again, the kind of the small little weird moments there that kind of work in DFM's favor, and great to see Steel using that opportunity to go for the steal, like you said, because now he knows he has bot lane priority. He doesn't need to be worried about anyone kind of coming up, and now Harp can sit here in a brush, may look for a flash knock up, swing and a miss, but you miss every shot you don't take.
Yeah, apaMEN taking a couple of shots himself and missing his health bar, but we'll have to see if he's going to be able to try and keep himself in check on this top side. You can see with the way Ivern is pathed here, he'll be moving back. He just did his bot side, set them up all up. He's going to move back towards his top side, and you can see, I think, going to need to help out apaMEN a little bit just to collect this wave, so Adam isn't just taking pop shots at him every single time.
Yeah, he's going to need a little bit of help just to make sure he doesn't find him, you know, halfway up the lane and not able to kind of capitalize. See, apaMEN trying to see if he can maybe go for a little bit of those kind of buckler shades, and I like what he's doing there. He's kind of making sure he has the grasp of the Undying to proc, then throws out the buckler to get a guaranteed bit of HP.
Yeah, I think Adam kind of like, okay, where the hell is Steel? Because you can see the ward that he has on towards the...
Ooh, Aria. Yeah, I don't think he wanted that fight at all. And now Steel, ooh, they miss each other. They miss each other.
They literally have no idea. They didn't see each other at all.
Oh, no! He had no idea that they're coming in now. He's actually looking at it. Oh, Sheo. He's kind of wiggled underneath the tower. And now Steel knows that he's there. Not going to be able to get him away. He failed it over the wall. Sheo will take a fair bit of damage. That's a red buff Ivern who will do a fair bit of damage for the moment. Nuke might have to be called in here to save his jungler. Steel, not the biggest of 1v1ers on the Ivern.
Did need to be careful there, Steel, because he actually had push on bot side. You can see them considering moving up, but with the fact that they were behind, they're actually just going to back away and keep themselves safe, not wanting to go too hard as apaMEN!
Oh, apaMEN! He needs to get away from this last auto. Doesn't use his flash, neither does Adam. Inches away from getting the solo kill on the top side, and I mean, look, it's kind of back to basics here for Adam, as we can see Nuke having a much better time of this one here, but now the double knockback, the flash, the auto, the shield! Oh, Steel! Right at the last second coming in clutch for his mid laner, but Aria was definitely looking at a different mid lane than we were.
Yeah, I mean, he went in thinking, oh yeah, I've got this, and then realized real quick, hang on a second, I don't want to be here anymore. Struggling a lot into Nuke, who's been consistently able to manage these Qs, and now Sheo will find Steel.
Yeah, they're going to find themselves now in this one here, but there's a Blitzcrank on there, so they're going to jump in, getting the knock off and the kill down. Nuke gets nuked down. Now they can maybe look to try and get the Tristana off this one. Harp has nowhere to really go. A flash forward from Sheo confirms that kill, a 2-for-1 as BDS were ready. Adam thought about maybe going for that one, but the Graspy Undying proc comes in, and that keeps apaMEN alive for now.
Does mean, though, that Adam, look, he's going to get the reset. He has the TP to get back into lane. apaMEN does as well, but the wave is in a horrible spot for apaMEN, pushing away from him. So Adam could actually... I imagine he will TP back in just to make sure that he can keep this wave in a decent spot. Yeah, there it goes. But he's going to be in a very nice spot. This, though, I mean, I don't know if they knew Harp was there. You can see the question mark ping going down as Harp was starting to roam up. Good sidestep from Nuke and forcing the flash from Harp, or the knock up from Harp as well. Having Labrov coming into position. And Harp ends up pulling Sheo in on top of him, which actually gives Sheo the ground he needs to follow up. As you look at the picture-in-picture, good trade onto Yutapon as well, as he will have to be forced back. But Harp still in mid, still has his Hex Flash. Nuke very safe on this one.
Knows he hasn't got a flash, but Hex Flash over the wall. Does he have the hook? He does indeed. They all jump in on top of him, and now Nuke goes down. Sheo just a little too far away to try and help out his mid laner, and DFM starting to get the ball rolling in mid lane.
I mean, Sheo knew that that was happening. You could see path up through mid lane to support Nuke in case something went wrong, but they managed to catch him just before he hits the level 6, because if you actually had the level 6 hit there, I think it could have been a very different story where they actually get the turnaround, but not quite able to do so. Now, just been an issue. Sheo just wanted to pick up that at least experience underneath the tower, so that doesn't go to waste.
This is good from DFM. They're trying to give a couple of questions to BDS. Yes, BDS are doing well in their jungle and top lane, but for the moment, it's a pretty decent start here for DFM between the mid and the bot. So see if they can convert that into dragons, objectives, things that can make this this game go on a little bit longer. A little bit more shaky for BDS, but for now, Harp has spent not a lot of time on this bot side, and he's going to maybe go for something here. The knock-up is not going to land onto the AD carry, but now Harp is in no man's land, and Sheo picks up his 3rd kill of the game. Yeah, I don't think Steel wants anything to do with this, and now, top lane, oh, lovely flash from Adam! apaMEN needs to get between the wall, and they're going to be able to get him out, but Ivern is not going to be as lucky. Yutapon has just kind of waited for everyone else to walk away so he can try and farm a bit, but BDS getting back on the board.
Yeah, apaMEN had to flash the thick boy, but managed to get over it. But on the bottom side, Nuke was already roaming down. Sylas' ultimate here in mid lane if Aria does go over aggressive, but manages to funnel Steel back into Sheo, and they're able to get another kill. 4-0 for Sheo on this jungle matchup right now. He is going to be so strong when he's targeting Yutapon or Aria in these fights.
That's the thing, when you have something like a Vi getting this far ahead, it just becomes so obnoxious to do it, because you're going to get your items early, you're going to be, ahead of the enemy AD carries or even the mid laner now, and not only that, but then your whole combo could literally kill off a Kaisa or Tristana if they get caught.
And it's also just Adam diff as well. I mean, 2 plates going across and 20 CS lead for himself. He's going to be able to play towards his Rift Tower that's about to spawn. And you can see here, Sheo was like, okay, Nuke, I'm here if anything goes wrong. But just the second he steps away, that's when the team actually steps up on DFM to try and make the play happen. So, a bit unfortunate for Nuke there. And then on the bot side, Labrov tries to get both. Yutapon able to get the speed up to walk away. But you'll see Crownie able to step up nicely with the root, sets up for Sheo. And even look at where Nuke is on the minimap, actually it just disappears. But Nuke in a position there to get Steel, where he's caught out, grounded, and taken out by Sheo as well at the back end of this.
Yeah, does try and help out his top bot lane, but that's the thing with the Ivern. He can't really follow up. He has to be there before anything goes down. Now, Sheo maybe going to try and find Yutapon. Around the blue buff. Yeah, he's on the blue buff, so he's actually going to find himself a blue. Yutapon with the very, very long way around. And unfortunately, I think he's going to lose this huge wave as well, because he's not got priority at all. They did just take the Rift Herald on the side of DFM, so they've got that for themselves, but it's going to be hard to try and defend this.
Nuke is reset, though. I don't think they can actually go for the dragon. You can see Sheo wanted to go towards it there and started to power up his Q, but with Aria having pushing mid, Steel being there, Harp having access to his flash now that's just come back up, I don't think they're able to really push too far forward onto this one. And giving up the Rift Herald, not being able to respond with the Dragon as well, it's a bit of a rough scenario, because now Steel can actually use that with Aria, who's already got some chip damage on the mid lane, get mid priority, rotate down towards the Dragon. Like, this is, at least for the moment, DFM playing well around objectives.
Yeah, and you can see now apaMEN having that Bomby Cinder should be able to keep himself relatively safe in that top side. Still no flash available for either top laner, as they did lose it in that last little skirmish. They're 4-0. Sheo, he's all the kills right now for BDS. He would have loved if that went onto the Xayah or the Cassiopeia, but now he needs to step up. This is the thing. You can always say if, buts, and maybes about where these things go, but Sheo now has to realize that in the mid-game, he is the carry. Already has Divine Sunderer so far accelerated, but now they may look for a fight after the Dragon's been taken. BDS looking to be aggressive here. Labrov should be able to kite backwards should he get caught out, and a hop over the wall keeps Aria safe. So no dragon contest really, as apaMEN just wants to try and reset this wave.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a weird reset time. As actually the stun does land onto apaMEN, but the Aria wasn't really in position to contest mid-wave, so they couldn't quite make the play with steal of Rift Herald into a potential takeover of River. So not able to set that up means that they can't really be in a position to contest. And now BDS at least get their dragon stacking, but 10 minutes into the game, BDS, they have a very late scaling composition with the Jax, the Cassiopeia, and also that Xayah, but still, I think trying to hold control would be great.
Oh, you're grounded. You are knocked up. No shield is going to help you, Aria, and that is just really well done there by the side of BDS's mid-jungle just to capitalize on an overextended Aria.
Good read from Sheo as well. Like, you kind of expect Steel to link up with Harp there because Harp hadn't gone for the reset whereas Yutapon had, so they're trying to make that play happen in mid lane again, but Sheo just manages to tip them to the post, get into mid, get that kill for themselves, get the gold, and again, as long as you can keep this top half the map perfectly fine, there's not really much threat on towards Crownie at this stage to try and go for a dive or anything like that. So Adam just gets to continue being a menace on these sidelines.
See, no stun to come in there from the heroic charge. Not really going to get anything else from it. Not getting the first item there from Nuke. He's kind of going a couple of half items there, kind of a million different ways of building right now. But once he gets up to those 3 items, they're going to come in so quick.
I'm surprised to see him rush the Ryleys. Usually we kind of see the Leandries rush, but the Leandries, then you can finish off your Seraphs and Brace, and it all kind of makes a nice little package before you go Ryleys. But in this one, feeling like he really needs to try and slow down Harp and keep people from being able to just chase him down. So we'll see exactly how this one goes, but definitely going to be lacking in damage build as he goes for that utility and health first over some of that damage that Leandries can offer.
Maybe coming out here from Harp as he waits over the wall to try and catch someone a little bit far away. Plenty of dashes available for Rakan though, so it's again slippery customer to try and fully burst down. Does have a silence on the Blitzcrank, so maybe there's an opportunity there. Both top lane is now going for a little bit of a trade. apaMEN kind of coming out the better of the two, despite him being down on a full completed mythic.
The Divine Thunder, though, will help Adam just heal himself up that little bit as the time goes on. Even just the fact that, again, he's still picking up the levels that he needs and everything like that. Eventually, when you hit 2 items as this Jax, it just becomes so difficult for apaMEN because he just doesn't have the damage to take out the Jax, and Jax pretty much just ignores him as he takes towers. So Adam is going to be a menace in side lanes, and that's where for DFM, they were kind of hoping to have a stronger mid lane that could play around, Harp having a bigger impact so they could start that bot lane snowball as well. But without that, this is what we're going to see pretty often, is just Jax taking over in these towers on the side lanes.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a repeat of game number 1, unfortunately, for apaMEN. He's just not really set up for success. I don't think we've seen Steel go up there any at all. Like, he just has to accept that he's going to lose gold.
Yeah, he was never really set up to succeed, as we said. Like, he hasn't really played competitively in 2 years. Suddenly had to come back into the team, like 32 years old. The guy's a dad. Like, anyone who has a young child is going to know they don't get to play games. So I can't really blame apaMEN in this one.
Baby apaMEN's at home looking at his dad. His dad's got work to do.
Yeah, apaBab is at home. But
that's so cute.
But it's just a case of like, look, the guy is doing his best, and given the scenario, he is doing a good job to, again, not die. He will fall behind gracefully, and that's kind of the most you can ask for.
Yeah, I mean, look, DFM are starting to put down some serious pressure in this mid lane, but with Dragon spawning in a minute's time, a lot of pressure around this bot side, around this river, trying to gain some kind of vision control. And you can see that nice little ward nestled in behind the wolves there. That could be an angle for Adam to TP in, or even Nuke to TP in to stop a retreat.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're looking for, especially with Dragon, as you say, coming up. Harp, though, wants to try and find the play.
Oh, hook goes wide. Flash has been used now by Harp. Not the biggest one in the world. Just have the Hex Flash available too. I mean, apaMEN reset, and you can see him now looking to try and just hold against the Demolish proc, and now the tower's gone down. He's going to have to use the ultimate. Knock Jax right up into the air, but that's 2 towers going in. You're going to have a lane economy snapshot presented by MasterCard. I mean, it's 666 there. It is Freaky Friday for Aria, but, I mean, the rest of his lanes just ain't looking so hot.
I really just don't know what he's supposed to try and achieve here. He's trying his best to keep control over Nuke, but with Sheo constantly hovering around, and even with Harp's intervention, it just hasn't been enough to really snowball this lead in the way that Aria was hoping. Now with Rile's completed as well for the Cassiopeia, it becomes very difficult for Harp to try and play hyper far forward, because in theory he wants to just run across the miasma and then look for a hook using the W, but doesn't really have that chance because now with the Rile's. So I'm curious to see exactly what the plan is for Harp. I personally would like to see him go with like Boots of Swiftness, because it reduces not only the slow on the miasma, but also yourself slow in your W as well. So it means that you've got an opportunity to then try and play around some of the builds that BDS are coming for, and he's going for the Everfrost, which is quite a lot of gold. So maybe he's just like, look, I don't really care about trying to play around nuke or mid lane anymore. I just want that utility for the team fights.
DFM want this fight. They are not going to let BDS get a free dragon again. There could be a hook to come out here. So you see that the Daisy was used as a little bit of a kind of a shield to flash away there, but apaMEN just get grounded a little bit. He's going to use Adam as a little bit of a taxi out, but I don't think he's got any way out at all. Adam finally gets a kill here on his opposite number, and now Sheo goes straight on to steal, but it'll be difficult to finish off this kill. And say that double kill for Adam. As he goes forward onto this, takes a fair bit of damage on the back side of it, but I mean, a 2 for none. BDS, they want to try and put the final nails in the coffin of the LGL.
Yeah, you're going to get to move over towards that second dragon now. They'll pick that one up. DFM trying to respond in mid. Crownie just looking to clear out the wave, so they can't get the tower, but it will fall regardless thanks to Aria having that buster shot. But there we go.
They know it's coming. Yutapon is going to walk away from this one, so now it's a 2v3, because you can see Adam just kind of moving around, trying to find somebody to catch out. He's sitting there on a little bit of a ward, trying to make sure he knows no one's going to be able to catch him out. They're not going to be able to get everybody out of this one here. The Blitzcrank goes down next. Labrov just biding his time. There's no tower for Aria. He's in no man's land, and he knows it. He's going to maybe try and push towards this tower to maybe get a little bit of damage, but it's going to be all for naught, because right now he is between a rock and a hard place. And imagine if Adam had a real weapon.
Yeah, it would not be looking very pretty for apaMEN in that top side, but for BDS it's looking fantastic. 9-3 in kills, a 6,000 gold lead for themselves. They get the kill on top. They nearly considered going for the tier 2 on the bot side, but I'm glad they didn't, simply because it's too many members of DFM that would have been able to collapse on them. But it does mean that if they're going to lean bot, Adam kind of overextended top lane, but just looks to push the wave and back on out of there.
Yeah, and there's no real vision either for the side of DFM on that top side, as they had just committed so much to the bot lane, so they weren't really maybe comfortable going for it. So many if, buts, and maybes and questions for DFM, but I mean, looking across the scoreboard right now, 3-0-1 for Adam, 4-0-3 here for Sheo. He has stepped up today, and yes, Nuke was a little bit of a kind of target, if you will, for the side of DFM in the early stages, but it doesn't matter. The man has 2.5 items, fully stacked tier, feeling fine.
At this stage, it's so difficult for DFM to pull this back, and again, not being able to fall back to the team fight makes this very difficult. As long as BDS are playing the way they are, it's going to be great. And I mean, Observer
gets hooked, gets into the feathers and flashes away. Aria was there available. Oh, the roots come down! Crownie goes down, but he takes two with him in a 2v1. Crownie stands tall, and the rest of his team know they can go full tilt on that top side. I mean, we're only 18 minutes into the game. You wanted a confident game from BDS. They're knocking on the doors.
I mean, the fact you've already got the tier 2 and top down before you get the mid tier 1 down says exactly how this game has gone for DFM. Now you put down the Rift out of mid. Sheo hops over the wall, says, fantastic, we'll take another one as we make our way out of here. I like that DFM are attempting to make the plays. They're not going to go quietly, but unfortunately, Crownie's a little bit louder than they are.
Yeah, Crownie was saying, all right, look, you know what, you're going to take me down, but I'm going to take you with me. That's just kind of how this one's going. But I mean, it is those little things. I feel like Harp needed to be slightly faster on the silence, because you can see it right here. There's a split second where Crownie gets to be able to use his ultimate, and that's the difference. Harp needed to hit the silence.
So actually, I think this is a result of the Blitzcrank nerf. I'm not going to say I'm a pro and understand entirety, but I've noticed more. Blitzcrank got nerfed in the attack speed for the jungle, and I actually think it's now affected his ability to ease someone before they get that opportunity. So I've noticed more when I'm playing Blitz, people have opportunities to flash away or use key ultimates, and that's why I think we've actually started to see a couple of Blitzcranks go for the opposite way around, as you say, where you hook, immediately silence, then go for the punch, rather than what used to be the reverse combo. So it's been a bit interesting to see, but win probability powered by AWS is kind of telling a lot of a story here.
I was trying to zoom in on my own self there just to see how, enhance, zoom and enhance. It's like, is that 100%? Because that's literally not possible in the game of League of Legends, but I think it was 99.9 or something. It was almost 100%, but yeah.
NCI BDS is on the case.
Yeah. Zoom, enhance, and increase the quality of the picture somehow.
It's not magic, it's film.
Yes. Everything's entertainment. But, I mean, look, entertaining for LEC fans right now. BDS feeling an awful lot more confident. And honestly, it's kind of been them just capitalizing on DFM's mistakes. And yes, like you said, DFM, it's great to see them going for things. But BDS have had the answers. Like, BDS have always been ready so far this game to kind of go for it. Yes, they got caught out maybe once, but it's going to be a 20-minute spawn. I mean, you can go for it. Look at your items.
This is a shotgun bar. This is how we're just going to do it. BDS, this is the confidence that we want to see. Adam has complete control over bot side. They're going to shred this thing. I would have preferred Nuke being in the pit at the moment, but looks like they might still try and turn for the fight. It's now spotted by DFM.
Here we go. They're going to try and make this one work with the quickness, but it's just a delay right now. Labrov should be able to back away from this one. Baron secured. 100% no way of sealing that one whatsoever. Now Nuke trying to move in, just getting bonked back by the Justice Hammer. We're going to see apaMEN flash away and keep himself alive, but I mean, getting out of here with people is going to be good for DFM because they're not the ones winning this fight. They're the ones falling behind.
Sheo's way overextended though.
Oh, I can't get him there because they've got a chem rift, get themselves a nice little extra bit of movement off of those blast cones. And now, how do you defend this right now? You're going to have to try and go so far extended with your AD carries. And I mean, I don't know how you're going to try and move forward.
Yeah, I think at this stage, it might be BDS who are just going to back away. They're looking towards that bot tier 2. Wave is a little bit far out for them. I think they might need to just go and take a quick reset here because, I mean, you picked up a lot of gold coming through from the Baron. They've actually been on the map for a little bit of time, so it may just be a case of try to threaten the tier 2 on bot side as Adam goes to the top side play as well.
Yeah, look, you got 2 items now onto Aria. You're going to need the equivalent of a Lee Sin flash kick from Aria's Tristana. Jump over, put someone within turret range, maybe hook somebody else. It's not just one hook you need. You need multiple things to go well. And Adam, with the W, just ignore Aria right now and just kind of go, cool, like I'll go back. I'll be back in the next wave. 30 seconds, see you again.
Labrov off inside though, you can see hasn't been spotted thanks to that control ward, so maybe they're looking at trying to make a play, but again, the waves are a little bit messy for BDS at the moment. Like Adam collapsed his, so you have Aries able to deal with that. Now Sheo collapses in mid. BDS are going to move over here. Harp.
Oh, there's a good hook, and they'll jump immediately down onto Sheo. Sheo will fall down, but the feathers have already been laid down. It's a trade back of 1-for-1. I mean, that's all DFM can really hope for, but I mean, they're losing so much, Dagda. It's so hard to see them kind of, again, it feels like a loss, even though it's technically a win.
Yeah. I mean, the Dragon is going to be now be up and available for them as well, so even without a jungler, I don't think DFM can really do particularly much. They're stuck in their own base. The BDS immediately turn over to that. That's 3 Dragons, a nearly 3,000 gold Repo Baron power play, and the base in shambles. Like DFM, they're just going to be slowly but surely pushed in once more. And even when they find the good hook here, to try and take down the Vi, there's just too much damage to immediately follow up on it.
Yeah, you can see just how long it takes them to kill off Sheo. And to be honest with you, they nearly don't kill him at the end as well. Just about goes down to the W of Aria, and of course the turret shot as well. But got an awful lot. Now 11,000 gold or just below it. Looking at a Chem Soul coming up now in about 4.5 minutes. Baron will run out in 30 seconds, but Nuke's 3 items. You've got 3 items onto Crownie. You're looking at a 3-0-2 Jax who's building up towards a Xayah.
It's not the 3 items that's giving me confidence that BDS are happy. It's the Sorcerer's Elixir that is in the hands of Nuke that's just like, we end on next push. That is all. I'm not going for another item. We end now, we finish it. And DFM, they kind of know it. They're very quickly trying to see if they can find a pick, find something to slow this down, because Adam is knocking on the base and there's no DFM at home.
No one's at home, and once they know you're not there, they will break down your doors. And so the game starts to just become about the min-maxing is really, if you're BDS, you're slow, you're steady, you're confident, you don't need to overforce anything. On DFM, you're hoping for a miracle right now. I know it's Freaky Friday, but they need something strange and wonderful to happen for them because they're just so far behind. I mean, I don't like saying this a lot of times because it does feel disingenuous sometimes, but right now, it's a mistake needs to happen for them. If BDS just kind of dot their I's, cross their T's, there's not really a lot of opportunities for DFM.
It's not even a singular mistake.
Multiple.
Yeah, and again, you need like, you still got top tier 1 and bot tier 1 that's up. You can try and threaten like a tier 2, but does that really give you the opportunity to get enough gold to threaten in 3 minutes time this Chemtech Soul that's going to be coming up again? Chemtech Soul isn't the end of the world, but it just makes it so much more difficult to actually deal with BDS, who you're already struggling to find the picks in the burst for. Labrov, just hop over the wall if he really needs to.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he doesn't need to, he can wait, get hooked and then just go away. Yeah, just go away. So he can actually use the Blitzcrank as a delivery system for the quickness as well. That's the scarier part. So right now, the Blitzcrank hook, not as scary for certain members of BDS. I'm looking at the likes of the Jax, the Vi, and of course the Rakan, but right now, BDS very slow and steady. They're going to wait. There's going to be a Dragon in 2.5. There's a Baron in 1.5. They do not have to rush this. Again, it's an elimination match. They need to make sure everything is perfect.
Again, BDS though, like, this is a fantastic performance from them, and a significantly better one than I think people were expecting from them when they kind of crumbled the last day. But a win here, again, would set them up brilliantly. Set them up against CFO, a potential to kind of right the wrongs as to what happened to them previously and see if they can get that win over the PCS. And then find themselves up against find themselves in that qualification series. But it's not just this series they have to perform in. It is going to be that series against CFO again to just get into the qualification series.
Yeah, and we'll see Gam against Loud tomorrow. BDS most likely going up against CFO. TP all the way back. This is your Hail Mary. This is your last moment, DFM. Your World Championship relies on this. That's a good pick. Now it's a 4v5. Adam and apaMEN now here. He jumps in on top of Nuke, gets the knockup, but they can't move forward just yet. They know the Petrifying Gaze is something so dangerous to move forward in. There's the redemption to try and keep him in. Big hook, big kill, shut down. Now DFM, can you get any more? They're going to look for the hop forward. Aria moves forward, flash by Adam, shuts down everything. Double kill. Yutapon trying to kite back as best he can. A great hook there, puts Sheo underneath the tower. He flashes away. It's a 3v3, but you still favor BDS.
Yeah, I mean, they get the kills, the response kills, they get the tower, the inhibitor, they're going to be able to back away. It's a beautiful fight from DFM, but it comes that little bit too late to really be capitalized on.
Let's have a look at this one here, because it's a huge flank. And again, it's Labrov going a little bit too far forward.
Yeah, great hook from Harp. The burst damage is there with Yutapon to take him out entirely. And then BDS with the flank coming through from apaMEN. You can see the immediate ult from Crownie, thinking apaMEN was going for him. But he actually went for Nuke, so baits out the ult from Crownie. And then, yes, you get the pullback to keep apaMEN at bay. But a great hook again from Harp onto Nuke. And at this stage, it's like, you just need to call it quits there. But Aria sees blood in the water, but didn't realize it was DFM blood, and ends up giving it across to BDS with a kill back. If Yutapon had fallen, that would have been game right there. But the fact he doesn't means that BDS have to respect Yutapon and back away and come back to fight another day.
Come back to fight indeed. Crownie just using everything within his disposal. And it was a fight between the AD carries there. Yutapon versus Crownie. And our Mercedes featured matchup, and honestly right there and then it could have been the game. Now we go back onto the Baron. They know it's being started, they know it's being done. They have to fight this. They can't let this go down.
Harp, who can get the hook on?
Go. Labrov looking for the quickness. He does get silenced straight away. They're not going to be able to stop Adam from moving in on top of apaMEN. And the Blitzcrank is dead. Turned to scrap. Adam moves forward, gets bonked back, but it's a double kill for Crownie. He wants to join the AD carries that have picked up the pentakill today. Triple kill for Crownie as he looks for a little bit more. We'll have the fruit to try and keep him going this one. Aria moving forward, trying to do something here. Yutapon, quadra kill for Crownie, and they'll give it to him. Pentakill for Crownie, and BDS will stay alive in the World's Play-Ins.
The pentas of Play-Ins are popping off. BDS find the kills, they find the win over DFM, and they find themselves a date with CFO in just a matter of days.
We are getting spoiled right now by the AD carry performances as everyone gets a pentakill. You get a pentakill, you get one. But BDS, they know that it's only one step in the job they have to do. They still have 2 more matches to play if they want to get to the main stage.
Back in the LPL, we used to call you Penta Penguin, and it's good to see, even with the name change, Oisin is still living up to pentakills galore every time this man casts.
It's fun. It's a fun superpower to have. As a play-by-play, probably the best superpower to have. But my God, BDS, they took it slow, they took it steady, they made sure they dotted their I's, they crossed their T's, and they were clinical in how they wanted to take that fight. And Crownie really stepped up and giving him something he can have agency on, not on the Ezreal like we saw against Team Wales, on the Xayah, constantly looking like he wanted to be aggressive.
Yeah, incredible performance from Crownie on the day. And honestly, from the rest of the team as well, Adam manhandle.